Like for me, the beginning of September always feels like it's a brand new year, like the beginning of a school year, like the seasons are starting to change and stuff. But for me, it always seems like September 1st is more of a new year than January 1st. So it makes me super excited. And even though I don't have littles in school this year, but it just feels like September 1st for us is just such a change of the seasons and, you know, a time to kind of wrap up the summer things and start thinking about fall. And you know, we have a garden, so normally if it was a good garden year we'd be starting to wrap up the garden at this time. Right now we're still like just praying that we won't have frost for a while and be able to still get in red tomatoes and not just green tomatoes and stuff. It's just been a horrible garden year, so anybody in the Pacific Northwest would agree with me. Anyways, so it's September 1st, and I always, 3 times a year, go through my freezers and my pantry and kind of take an inventory. So I've always done this, but it just kind of happens to fall along with Jordan Page's Shelftember. So if you're over on her page, where she's always talking about shelf cooking, like cooking things from your shelves in your pantry, it goes along with those same guidelines. But I have always, like the fall time, kind of taken stock of what was in my freezers and what I wanted to use up. That might be like summer grilling kind of items that we won't be doing when we have 9 months of rain coming up here. We live in the Seattle area. But so for like hot dog buns and different things I'm looking for in the freezers to use up, you know, right now while the weather is just getting ready to change. So let me just scroll here because we have a lot of people jumping on. There we go. So anyways, so I'll tell you what stumped me is somebody's using the same profile image that my mother-in-law used to have. It's not like a real picture, it's an image that my mother-in-law used to have, and she's in heaven. And so I just saw that scroll up, and that's what made me take a second. So that's where my brain just went, but was thinking that she was watching from heaven for a second, and it's my sister-in-law's birthday, so that just really a real moment there. But anyways, today's September 1st. So I'm kind of peeking in my freezers. I'm really good. We have freezers in the garage that I'm into all the time. Whenever I'm, you know, buying something new, I'm always putting it behind the other items and stuff. So my downstairs freezer in the garage, like that one's way more organized than the one up here in the kitchen. The one up here in the kitchen, like, oh my gosh, I throw stuff in there all the time, and it's always like half open bags of this or doing that or whatever. Like, so that one is my mess. So when I did this, I clean out and take inventory of my freezers 3 times a year. So I normally do it in September, right here at the beginning of the school year, and then again in January. And January is more when I'm like looking to buy stuff or when our half beef comes in. So then I'm really making sure that I have enough room in there for our meat for the year. That's when that order comes in, is around January, February. And then again, around Easter time is kind of what I plan, but March, April, around there somewhere, when we're starting to get nice weather again, then I'm trying to make sure that I use up any like batch cooked meals that I normally would cook in the freezer. So like different lasagnas or different things that I normally batch cook and have in the freezer. Then when I'm doing that third, you know, going through inventory for the year, then I use those up at that time. See, I even say third for the year because I really do think of September being my first one for the year. So my brain thinks September, my brain thinks school years. But anyways, I was digging in this freezer and I found some random things, and you know, this is just how I go. So this is one of the random things that was up here in this freezer. Our neighbor had gave us a turkey breast, so I need to use this up. So it's not like my downstairs freezer where I have a whole bunch of the same item and it has its own little shelf and stuff. This is the freezer that has all the random things in it. So this turkey breast is from the summer. I need to use it. And then I was kind of laughing because I make breakfast burritos. I haven't made them since March, it looks like, but I have 2 left over. So these bags were completely filled. in March. And so I just grab them occasionally and grab them out. And then the other thing I do is these quiches. And I did not find spinach in there this time. So when I did the last time, somebody was reminding me, when I did this random drawer last time, there was like 9 bags of spinach in there. And then I kept throwing in there. So I've done really good. There's only 1 bag right now, and it's a current bag that just happened. But I didn't know these 2 quiches were in there, and they have been in there since February. So again, I need to eat these up. And they're like my favorite little thing to eat. So I forgot they were in there. So this is a good time, you know, to make sure that they're not getting frostbite. They've been in there. Don't yell at me for my Ziploc bags. I do use them occasionally. But I'm going to throw these back in the freezer. And if you guys have questions, let me know. Just let me toss these real quick and I'll be right back. So there's like half a bag of shrimp in there and some cauliflower rice that was open that I want to make sure that I do. I need to learn how to freeze the spinach. Freezing the spinach is so easy. Like, it's easy. Like, if I have enough stasher bags, then I just throw them in the stasher bag, but I don't have enough. So, you know, stasher could just send me a whole bunch of bags and I would have, no, just use them. But, anyways, so here's the spinach. This is the one that I bought when I went shopping like 2 weeks ago. And then I always put a paper towel in it. I wash it and dry it just like how I teach everything. There's probably a blog post and it's in my book. But I put a paper towel in it. So this is the spinach. It was in my refrigerator. And then if I have it just in this bag, then I just take out the paper towel when I'm getting ready to go to the grocery store the next time after 3 weeks. And I just throw this whole thing in the freezer. So I have... This is actually celery, but I grabbed it quick. This one's celery, but I have spinach and kale in there too, but I just grabbed something green. But this one is celery. I'm saving this for, that's funny. I'm saving this for stock. So let me grab the right thing. This one's spinach. So I only had the 1 bag of spinach in there. So last time I had like 9 bags. I was really trying not to do that again. So there's spinach. So I just take that paper towel out. And if it's in the stasher bag, then I take the paper bag out and I put it in the freezer. This must have been in a glass container in the fridge. So if that's the case, then I put it in a plastic bag. Don't yell at me for using plastic. I use it occasionally. And then I also have, these are just celery and carrots that I was saving for stock. So when I have extra like that, then I save it because I make stock every couple months. So I always have a lot of stock. I make it so it's shelf stable and it'll be canned and go on my shelf, or I use super cubes and I freeze it in the freezer. And then, or you can put it in a mason jar too. Let me grab a jar. I don't have the right kind of jar. Well, I'll just grab a tomato jar. If you're freezing it to put it in the freezer, make sure you give it like 2 inches of space. So I normally cool it off in the refrigerator the night before and then put it in the freezer, but it needs like 2 inches at the top, and then when it freezes, it'll raise up the whole way. So all of these things to say, I'm going through all of our freezers and just checking things. This is kind of when I'm going through my pantry items and kind of looking at things. I did notice the other day that I have some split peas that I need to use that are like going to turn discolored if I don't use them soon, because I've let them be in the light. They shouldn't be in the light, but I thought they looked pretty in a jar, and so I left them where you could see them. So anyways, I kind of go through and I look at all the different items that we have. So I'm not so focused on what we're buying at the grocery store. I did spend $135 at the grocery store last week, and that will get us all the way through till September 22nd when I go to the grocery store again to get strawberries for my TED Talk. But anyways, that's when we're going. That's why I know exactly what day it is, because it's the first day of fall, and that was the day we're going to go to the grocery store again. So in September, Jordan Page, when she's doing her shelf cooking, she's talking about spending only a limited amount of money. I focus more on just using up these little tidbits of things that I have floating around in the house that I know that need to be used up. So either way that you concentrate on a shelf cooking, Shelftember kind of thing in September, like, you're doing a good thing for your family. Anyways, so it's time to check your inventory. It's September, and we released a course to help you guys start building the building blocks to having groceries in your house that don't cost a lot of money and they're not breaking the bank during inflation, and how to build your pantry, that it's a working pantry and you know how to be able to have those building blocks in your house. I talk to so many people that just don't know what to get at the store. Like, they're only trying to get groceries for a few days and don't know how to make meals that are longer term meals. They don't know how to batch cook things. So this course that we are putting out, the classes start for that on September 15th. So there's going to be videos, there's going to be PDFs to download, there's all kinds of things that are in this course. So it's called The Grocery Solution, and it's how our family spends $135 per person on groceries. And we eat organic, we eat allergy friendly, we eat all of the things that people are looking for. So we can have wholesome, good foods for $135 per person per month. And that is what we are teaching in this class. So there's going to be tons of videos. I don't even know the total of all of the videos yet, but we go through how to do inventory in your house, starting with all the different things, what you should be buying, what you should be stocking up on, how to find some deals for inflation, and those kind of things. So you can really, even during this crazy time with prices, you can really save money on groceries. So the course for that, you can always DM me if you need the link. So if you're trying to find it on thecrosslegacy.com and you can't find it, you can always DM us and we will send you the link. So that's what's going on. So it's happy September, and I definitely am so excited to be able to teach families how to start with like absolutely nothing in your pantry and be able to build a real working pantry and be able to save money on groceries and have produce that lasts for weeks at a time. So I'm actually supposed to be working on my TED Talk tonight. So I had kicked Mike out for a little while so I can be going over my TED Talk because I have to have it memorized. And so Thursday nights are kind of my night that I work on that. And so he left for a couple hours, and I was just like, well, I'm going to go live first because, it just brings me joy. So anyways, the TED Talk is in Spokane, Washington on October 8th. If you're in the area, the tickets are for sale until they sell out. But again, the course is called The Grocery Solution, and it starts on September 15th. So, and then you'll be able to sign up for the course. We can save you money on groceries. If you don't know, the average family throws away 30 to 40% of the groceries that they buy here in the United States. And the World Economic Forum came out to say that around the globe, it is 61% of the groceries that families buy, they are throwing away. So we have zero produce waste. We have zero food waste. And I want to be able to teach you guys all that. So somebody asked how to make breakfast burritos. The next time I do that, I will make a video. So I normally pre-make all the ingredients that I'm going to do. And then I roll them up and lay them in a tray to freeze them and then put them in a bag. So I put those back in the freezer so they didn't thaw out at all. But the next time I make them, I have 2 more to eat. And then the next time I make them, I'll make sure to take a video of that. And then I know the next time we have a whole bunch of eggs, because we have chickens, so sometimes we just have a ton of eggs. Next time I make quiches, I'll do that too. So it was nice seeing you guys. Happy September, happy fall. I just always think this is like the beginning of a new year. It's a new start. So I love the sunflower. So anyways, have a good night. Thank you. Bye.